4 years ago, I did a video on this channel that showed you a full 9 to 5 shift on user testing. Now, for those who don't know what user testing actually is, so user testing is a website that just in general allows you to test websites, apps, allows you to do online focus groups and a load of other things just to make some quick money online. So if you just take a look here, you can see all you need to do is apply. You can then browse your tests, do your tests and make your money. The key is to make sure that your tests are at a high standard because you do get rated and that does impact how many tests you will see. So just to show you, there is surveys, recorded tests and live conversations. The surveys are just standard surveys like you'll find on any site. The recorded tests are a little bit different, so you'll get given a website to go through with specific tasks or an app on your phone with specific tasks. You'll go through them and just walk through everything you're doing. Put all your thoughts out loud and you can just go through it and give your honest feedback on whatever it is that they want you to show. Now you can see the Trustpilot ratings are a bit varied, but that's always going to happen on sites when money's involved. You're always going to get some people who are really disgruntled and some people who are really happy. So let's have a look at some of these 1-star reviews just to show both sides. As you can see here, people are saying too many restrictions, don't waste your time. One's good, now a rip-off. Payouts are continually postponed. Now, let's see just how true that is. So from a payout point of view, I've never had any issues. I've made over $500 on user testing. Fair enough, I haven't used it for a while, but when I used it before, had no issues. I've used it this week, had no issues at all. But we've done a full 9 to 5 shift. I'm going to show you just how many tests there were and how many we got accepted for and exactly what happened. But let me show you what it looks like once you're signed in. So once you're signed in to user testing, you'll have a screen somewhat like this. It pops up just like that did there with the tests that were available. So as you can see, we've got quite a few available to us today. We've actually got a load available today, a load more than what I normally have. But you can see they're all available there. You just need to do these quick tests to see if you qualify. So for example here, I'm a male, and then they don't want males to do this. So it works through just like that. Some you won't qualify for at all. Some you can guess how to qualify for, but it's definitely not worth the risk because I don't know quite what happens if you get caught. You can also see that there's some live conversations here. There is a range of different things you can do. There is normally quite a few tests to choose from. I've not normally saw this much, but you can see here there's surveys at the top to see if you can qualify for a special panel. The special panels normally pay quite well. They're normally $60 plus. So what I did this week was I did a full 9 to 5. I sat here whilst working from home and had user testing open on my second monitor. I had it open all day, and whenever a test came in, I instantly went on and tried to get the availability for it and tried to get approved to do the test. So let me show you just how many tests came through and how many I got approved for. So if I just move over to the side a little bit, just so that I can have some space to show you this. So as you can see, throughout the day, we got 2 tests to start off at 9 o'clock. I didn't get approved for any. And then throughout the day, we genuinely didn't get any until 3 o'clock. So as you can see, we absolutely had none come through. Now this might be because I haven't done user testing in a while and it needed some time to pick my profile back up. I'm not sure on how that works. But you can see from 3 o'clock onwards, we did get a substantial amount of tests. At 3 o'clock, we had 12 tests pop up. I didn't qualify for any. At 4 o'clock, we had 4 tests pop up. I did get qualified for one and did it. I'll talk through that experience in just a second. And then at 5 o'clock, there was 7 tests. Again, didn't qualify for any. So there was a range of tests available there, and I only qualified for one, which is pretty mental. But that one that I qualified for was just a standard $10 test. It took me 20 minutes to do the test in total, and I didn't have any issues with it. The only slight issue was it took a while to upload, but that was because my phone is getting on the old side, and I had loads of apps open when I was doing the test, which I, in hindsight, should have closed before I did the test. It does say that on all the reports, so I should have done that myself. Just to come over to the test history, just to show you that I did do that test, you can see here, I did the test on the 30th of July. We got a 5-star rating for it, which is always going to help. And that is the key to getting more tests. If you just look at my screen up here, I've got a 5-star rating. Never had less than a 5-star on any of my ratings, which is the key. So just make sure you're being really detailed with your tests. In total, since I've done it, I've made $561. Obviously, you can see I haven't done it for years. I definitely need to get back into doing it. It's a great way to make some quick cash. But let me also just show you here the value of the tests that were coming in. So The tests I was given $1 surveys, $2 surveys, $4 surveys, $10 tests, $30 live sessions, and $60 live sessions. So just to show you on here how many of them came in throughout the day, you can see the main area was that $10 test. They are the bread and butter of user testing. That's pretty much all that was there when I did this last time. So there is a huge range more stuff you can do. The majority are going to be that $10 tests. And from what I've seen, I'll show you the Reddit posts in a minute, but they can vary in time. I've done some where they take 3 to 4 minutes, and I've done some where they take the full hour. Now, I had a 4% success rate. I had 4% of the tests I went for that I got approved for. So if I'd done that 9 to 5, 5 days a week for the full year, I'd be looking at $2,600. Now, in fairness, it took me 20 minutes. I was doing my normal work anyway. It just took 20 minutes out of my day to do that test. So in hindsight, 20 minutes a day to get an extra $2,500 a year, I'm more than happy with that. And obviously the potential is there for more. But how would that have looked if I had a 20% success rate? Because obviously this all depends on you and how many of them are tailored towards you. It's got nothing to do with skill or anything else. It's just luck when it comes down to it. So some days you might get that 20%. Some days you might hit every single test. Some days you might get that 4%, and some days you might get none. So if you hit the 20%, that's $72 a day, $18,000 a year, which is a really nice improvement. 40%, obviously, the higher up the percentage we go, the more money it's going to look at. But you can see just how much that becomes. Effectively, you can also see the hour rate along the bottom. So if we come back to what I got, which was the 4%, I was working at that $1.25 an hour. Obviously, that's utter nonsense because I only did 20 minutes worth of work, but for sitting there for the 9 to 5, that was my hourly rate. If we come back to what was like a 60%, you can see the hourly rate goes mental. If we go to 80%, you can see it's even bigger. But if you qualified for every single test, yeah. I've put that it's impossible because it definitely is impossible, but still, the likelihood of that happening, never happening, but the opportunity is there. So let me just show you then the full availability that was there. Just to stretch it out, that will be the yearly salaries along there for the amount of approval on the tests. Now, it's obviously very varied and can change massively day to day, so don't pin your hopes on that too much, but it was there. And I mean, as you saw from, if we come back over at user testing now, all them tests that were available for me, I could easily go and get hopefully 1 or 2 of them, depending on if I'm available for them. The one thing I did learn was, although you may have it open, so I have it open on my second monitor, I didn't have it clicked on. And when I did have it clicked on, if I was taking 5-10 minutes off and going on my phone for a bit, it would update a lot better. So it might be worth constantly, every couple of minutes, just going over and hitting the refresh. It's a bit more of a pain, but you will see the reward to it. That's when I really started to see them tests coming through, around the 3 to 5 o'clock mark. If I'd have done that throughout the day, I probably would have had more tests and more availability. The other key thing to do, that 5-star rating, it needs to happen. When I was doing my first few tests, I didn't get many options come through a few years ago until I hit that first 5-star. Once I got that, the tests started to roll through. If you want to do a bit more background reading before you choose to go over to user testing, I'm not sponsored. I don't have a referral link or anything like that. But if you want to do some more background checking before you go to it, Reddit's the perfect place. If you come over to Reddit, you can see loads of variations here. And what I'd recommend doing is going to top and then going for this month. That's going to give you the best options and the best stories that have come out. It's a really easy job and a really easy, quick bit of money. But from what I've also noticed, whenever I've needed to speak to customer service or had an issue, they are normally pretty quick to respond and they normally really do help you out. So I wouldn't worry if you've got any issues coming off the site or any issues with payments. They are normally pretty good, but obviously everyone's experience will vary. Let me know what you think about this. Hit the subscribe button if you've got this far in. It really makes the world of difference and really helps this go out to the people. We're going to be trying some other websites as well, so if you've got any recommendations, let me know down in the comments and I'll check them out. But let me know what your thoughts on user testing. Go give it a go yourself. I'll see you next time.